Hi, this is Abaya from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create some gesso. Now, I do have a big container of gesso. I got 32 ounces of, store-bought gesso, so it's not homemade. And I like it. The only thing is when I use this gesso and I use my color mist, I noticed with this page, after I gesso the background and I went over it with my sprays, and even though I thoroughly dried my sprays, it still was coming off. I mean, you can use a little rag. I was using a little wet rag, and I can easily have taken the color mist from the background. And when I went over it with my gel medium to set everything in, to seal everything, it still was kind of moving the color underneath. So one thing that I did is I did use some hairspray, and then I went over and I let that dry. I was hoping that it will set the color in, and then I went over it with my gel medium. And it did okay, but I'm trying to find something that I can use with my watercolor that is not watercolor paper, that I can end with my color mist, that if I put layers of water or the colors on it, it's not gonna blend. Now maybe the alternative is to just, after each layer, go over with hairspray and set it. Maybe the technique is to go over with gel medium after each layer, and that will set it. But I'm still kind of working and seeing what's the best thing out there. So I decided that, like, this one is made with my homemade gesso, and it really has a lot of tooth to it. So I was thinking that maybe, if I did that, because this gesso that I bought is very smooth. This one that I made is kind of more grainier, and it has more tooth. So maybe if I create one with a little more tooth, that it might work. So I'm not going to make a big batch. I'm just going to make a little bit. And I do have some leftover white latex paint, and I'm using T. Thompson's recipe. And I already mixed it up. So I have some white paint. I got some plaster of Paris, and I mean, this thing lasts forever. There's a lot of that. I mean, I use a lot of that stuff. I got my little container, and then I got my scrap piece of paper so I can try it out. So let me go ahead and get a measuring. According to Tia's instructions, you're gonna put equal parts, 2 parts of glue, 2 parts of the plaster, with 1 to 2 parts of water and 1 to 2 parts of the paint, depending how white you want it. So I have this container here. Let me see how much I'm going to put of this stuff. I don't want to make a lot of this stuff. 1, maybe 4, 2, 3. Maybe 4 of that stuff. Let me go ahead and use, I got some warm water. Let me go ahead and put 2 in there. 1, 2 of water. And I go ahead and mix it so it'll be nice and smooth. Okay. So it looks like I have it mixed, nicely mixed. So I need 4 of these. So 4 of these. Mix that very well. Then I'm going to get my paint. And I'm just going to fill it up. I'm not going to even measure the paint. And I think I'm going to make some texture paste too using that white latex. Because I think the texture paste is the same thing, it's just you're going to use a little more. See how thick it is? I think what you do is you use more of the plaster for texture paint. Because I want to use a little bit left of that, of my latex. I'm going to just cover it and then give it a good shake. Okay, let's see. Let me get my dryer on. So, first of all, I want to see if I get a nice good coverage. Yes, that's a nice good coverage. Okay, I'm going to dry it. Okay. So now, let me get my watercolor paints, and I do have gelato, so let's try gelato. I got a black one somewhere in here. Or maybe not. I don't know where I put my black gelato. Okay, so let's just use this, because I don't know where I put my black gelato. Pretty nice. Smears pretty nice. Smears pretty nice. Go ahead and use my... Oh, ran out of water. Don't have water in that one. Okay. Pretty nice there too. Now let's try, because my difficulty was with my color mist. Let's try out my color mist here. I'm dropping everything. So let's see. Okay. Let's dry it. So now, my issue is when I use like gel or decoupage or anything like that on top, it just starts smearing. So let's see. Yeah, it's smearing. It's gonna react. And then the other thing that my issue was also is with water. When I put water on it and then went over it. So it's not going to do what I want it to do. However, yeah, I like it. It'll be a cheap alternative for gesso, but I'm still looking for a product that's going to help. So I think I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to use my watercolor and then go over it with some hairspray to fix it. Let it, you know, dry up the hairspray and then go over it with the other treatment. So I think that's the solution. But if you want to know how to make white gesso, there you have the recipe. So I hope you like it. And it's pretty nice. Nice gesso. So I hope you like it. And thank you for watching. Bye now.